In this part of the video, you can see me trying to get Rosey to come out of the kennel to participate with me. I could tell right away she was having one of her off days because you can see she refuses to come out of the kennel, basically acting scared, fearful of me, even though we kind of go through this on a daily. I finally have to just end up leaving the kennel in order for her to come out, and while she was distracted, close the kennel door to try to get the leash on her. You can already see her in the corner hiding from me, just trying to avoid and stay away from me. Here in a second, you can see I get kind of close to her. She barks right now, kind of snaps at me, barks and snaps again. Have to go and get the slip leash on her, kind of keeping arm length away. She cornered herself so I could get the leash on her. I'm able to get the leash on her and gain control over her. You can still see she's being a little nervous and fearful. Unfortunately, I did not get the slip leash on her head correctly. It's kind of on her head weird, but I'm not able to take it off of her in this state. Any movements towards her head, she attempts to bite me. We go ahead and we start off our training session as normal, just asking for the sit, click and rewarding, and then releasing her. You can see that she's even hesitant to really take the treats from me, pretty slow eating and taking them. In this next part of the video, we are working on eye contact, so every time Rosey looks at me, I go ahead and I reward her. In this part of the video, we're working on a hand target. The value behind hand target for Rosey is being able to redirect and distract out of that reactivity. No matter what, you always have your hands on you, so you're able to redirect that fear and anxiety, bring her back into you, focus on you, and allow that scary thing to get past. This part of the video, I go ahead and I get our table out that we've been working on 2 paws with. You can see just getting the table out, she's already being anxious, running, kind of hiding from it, acting like it's a scary monster. Again, today was a day where everything was scary and intimidating. And again, we're still trying to get her 2 paws up on the table. It's super, super important that we can start to work on her confidence through 2 paws and through. You can see she's really hesitant to get near the table. Even though this is her 5th day being introduced to it, she still has not been able to have the confidence to get on it. Here I decided to go ahead and introduce something shorter, smaller, maybe hopefully not as scary as and intimidating as the table. Even though the table itself is usually pretty easy for dogs to do, I go ahead and I just want to introduce something new to her to just try to make some progress. Again, we're on our 5th day of working with the table with no progress. And unfortunately, you can't see the beautiful little tote that I was trying to work with her. My video camera was not at the angle I thought it was. We were never able to get her to put 2 paws on. She was a little more comfortable with the object, but still never got the 2 paws. At this point, I'm starting to wonder if my body positioning is not adding a level of anxiety. Crouching over her is almost being in a direct threat kind of mannerism with my body language. So I go ahead and I get on the floor, down on my knees, just trying to be less invasive, less intrusive, and not being that quote-unquote direct threat. Doing this helped her somewhat with her anxiety, but still not all the way. In this part of the video, you can see I have to stand up, and even me moving to stand up is pretty scary for her. She wants to back and run away from me. I keep the leash on her during training specifically for this. It's my way to keep control of her. Otherwise, she would just run and hide in a corner away from me. And right here is another perfect example of just basically how things with Rosey and I go. You can see that she's letting me pet her. She's wanting me to pet her. But you'll notice that her eyes are super, super dilated. Her pupil, I should say, is super dilated. That's why you can really see the red shininess in this video. She's still very stressed about me petting her, but she's allowing me to pet her. Still some anxiety going on though. Those whale eyes are still occurring during that time of being pet. And in this final part of the video, I'm just trying to get Rosey to understand that the table and these obstacles are not as scary as she thinks. Utilizing her friends to kind of get them up on the table so that maybe, hopefully, she'll decide that the table itself isn't so scary. I went ahead and put out a full course for Rosey, the puppies, and Tilly, just for confidence boosting. We've got the snuffle mats, we've got the different containers for 2 paws, 4 paws, and then we also have our swimming pool and backward balls. Despite her friends getting up on everything, getting into everything, Rosey was still pretty hesitant and didn't ever actually get up on anything.